Welcome to IELTS.net podcast. How to ace the IELTS speaking test. Describing advice that changed your thinking. The IELTS speaking test often includes questions about personal experiences and how they have impacted our lives. One common topic is describing a time when you received advice that changed your thinking. This article will provide you with valuable tips and sample answers to help you excel in this part of the IELTS speaking test. Understanding the topic. When discussing advice that changed your thinking, you should focus on the context in which you received the advice, the specific advice given, how it impacted your thoughts or actions, the long-term effects of following the advice. This topic is frequently featured in IELTS speaking tests and is likely to remain relevant in future exams due to its ability to assess a candidate's capacity for reflection and personal growth. Part 1. Introduction and Interview. In this section, the examiner may ask general questions about advice and decision-making. Here's a sample question with a suggested answer. Do you often ask for advice when making decisions? Band 7-8 response. Well, it depends on the situation. For important decisions, I usually seek input from people I trust, like my parents or close friends. Their perspectives often help me consider angles I might have overlooked. However, for day-to-day choices, I tend to rely on my own judgment. Part 2. Long-term cue card. Here's a sample cue card related to the topic. Describe a time when you received advice that changed your thinking. You should say, who gave you the advice, what the advice was, why you followed the advice, and explain how this advice changed your thinking. Sample answer. Band 6-7. I'd like to talk about some advice I received from my university professor that really changed my perspective on learning. During my second year of college, I was struggling with a difficult course and considering dropping it. My professor noticed my frustration and called me to his office for a chat. He advised me to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. He said, "The most valuable lessons often come from our struggles." This advice struck a chord with me because I had always tried to avoid difficult situations. I decided to follow his advice and stick with the course. It was tough, but I pushed myself to work harder and seek help when needed. As I tackled each challenge, I found myself becoming more confident and resilient. This advice completely changed my thinking about education and personal development. I started to embrace challenges in other areas of my life too. Now, whenever I face a difficult situation, I remind myself of my professor's words and approach it as a chance to learn and improve. Sample answer. Band 8-9. I'd like to recount a pivotal moment in my academic journey when I received advice that profoundly altered my perspective on learning and personal growth. It was during my sophomore year at university when I was grappling with an exceptionally challenging course in advanced statistics. The advice came from my esteemed professor, Dr. Johnson, a renowned expert in the field. Noticing my visible frustration and contemplation of withdrawing from the course, he invited me to his office for a candid discussion. Dr. Johnson's advice was both simple and profound. He urged me to reframe my perception of challenges, viewing them not as insurmountable obstacles, but as invaluable opportunities for intellectual and personal development. His exact words were, "The most transformative lessons in life often emerge from our greatest struggles." This perspective was revolutionary to me, as I had always instinctively shied away from difficult situations. Inspired by his wisdom, I made the conscious decision to persevere with the course. It was undoubtedly a demanding journey, requiring me to push beyond my perceived limitations, seek assistance when necessary, and cultivate a more resilient mindset. As I navigated through each complex problem and concept, I discovered a growing sense of confidence and mental fortitude. This advice didn't just impact my approach to that particular course, it catalyzed a fundamental shift in my entire philosophy towards education and personal growth. I began to actively seek out and embrace challenges across various facets of my life, recognizing them as catalysts for self-improvement. Now, when confronted with any daunting situation, I instinctively recall Dr. Johnson's sagacious words, approaching each challenge as an opportunity to expand my knowledge, skills, and character. Follow-up questions. How did following this advice affect your academic performance? Have you shared this advice with others? How did they respond? Sample answer, Band 8-9. Following this advice had a transformative effect on my academic performance. Not only did I successfully complete the challenging statistics course, but I also noticed a significant improvement in my overall grades. By embracing challenges and viewing them as growth opportunities, I developed better problem-solving skills and a more resilient approach to learning. This new mindset enabled me to tackle complex subjects with greater confidence and enthusiasm, ultimately leading to a more profound understanding of the material and higher academic achievements. Indeed, I have shared this advice with several of my peers and even younger students I've mentored. The response has been overwhelmingly positive. Many of them found the advice to be eye-opening and empowering. Some have reported back to me about how adopting this mindset helped them overcome their own academic hurdles or personal challenges. It's been incredibly rewarding to see how this simple yet powerful piece of advice has created a ripple effect, inspiring others to push their boundaries and achieve more than they initially thought possible. Part 3. Two-way discussion. In this section, the examiner will ask more abstract questions related to the topic. Here are some sample questions and answers. Do you think people rely too much on advice from others? A. Band 7-8 response. That's an interesting question. I believe it's a delicate balance. While seeking advice can be valuable, over-reliance on others' opinions can hinder personal growth and decision-making skills. It's crucial to cultivate critical thinking and trust our own judgment. However, in complex situations or areas where we lack expertise, seeking advice from knowledgeable sources can be incredibly beneficial. The key is to use advice as a tool for informed decision-making rather than a substitute for personal responsibility. Q. How has the way people seek advice changed with technology? A. Band 8-9 response. Technology has revolutionized the landscape of advice seeking in numerous ways. Firstly, the internet has democratized access to information and expert opinions, allowing people to seek advice on virtually any topic at any time. This has led to the rise of online forums, Q&A platforms, and social media groups where individuals can solicit advice from a global community. However, this ease of access comes with its own set of challenges. The abundance of information can sometimes lead to information overload or conflicting advice, making it difficult to discern reliable sources. Additionally, the anonymity of online platforms can sometimes result in irresponsible or unqualified advice being given. On the positive side, technology has enabled more personalized and instantaneous advice through AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants. These tools can provide tailored recommendations based on vast amounts of data and user preferences. Furthermore, video conferencing and messaging apps have made it easier to seek advice from trusted individuals regardless of geographical barriers. This has expanded our potential network of advisors beyond our immediate physical surroundings. In essence, while technology has greatly increased the quantity and accessibility of advice, it has also necessitated the development of stronger critical thinking and digital literacy skills to effectively navigate and utilize this wealth of information. Key vocabulary and phrases. To score high in the IELTS speaking test, use these advanced vocabulary items and phrases. Pivotal moment, noun. A crucial or decisive point in time. Example: the advice I received was a pivotal moment in my career. Reframe, verb, firm. To change the way something is expressed or considered. Example: I learned to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. Sagacious, gacious. Having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment. Example: my professor's sagacious advice helped me overcome my academic struggles. Catalyze, verb, titilize. To cause or accelerate change or action. Example: the advice catalyzed a significant shift in my approach to learning. Transformative, adjective, formative, causing a marked change in someone or something. Example: following the advice led to a transformative experience in my education. Examiner's advice. To excel in the IELTS speaking test, particularly when discussing advice that changed your thinking. Practice reflection. Regularly think about experiences that have impacted you and how you can articulate them clearly. Use specific examples, provide concrete details to support your points, and make your answer more engaging. Demonstrate critical thinking. Show how you evaluated the advice and its impact on your life. Employ a range of vocabulary. Use varied and sophisticated language to express your ideas precisely. Maintain fluency. Practice speaking on this topic to improve your ability to discuss it smoothly and confidently. By following these tips and using the sample answers as inspiration, you'll be well prepared to tackle questions about advice that changed your thinking in your IELTS speaking test. Remember, the key is to be genuine, reflective, and articulate in your responses. For more guidance on handling different types of IELTS speaking questions, check out our articles on describing a difficult task you completed and describing a person who often gives advice to others. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, make sure to follow our channel so you don't miss out on more valuable content coming your way. We've got a lot of exciting topics lined up, and we'd love for you to be part of the journey. Hit that follow button and stay connected with us for more insights and inspiration. See you in the next episode.